We are now officially in the Venum era. After the UFC and Reebok deal ended after UFC 260, Venum is now the official outfitter of the UFC. We got a first look at the new fight kit ahead of this weekend's card, the UFC on ABC 2 card, and it's okay. I'm not going to run out and scoop up a new kit now, but I also wasn't going to do that with the Reebok kit either. It's not the greatest thing I've ever seen, and they didn't reinvent the wheel or anything, but I think we're all hoping this goes better than the Reebok deal. Let's take a look at the new stuff. These are the Venum shorts, and these were the old shorts with Reebok. Similar, but different. This is the full Venum kit, and this was the full Reebok kit. Again, different, but not wildly so. I think they're fine. They're not bad. The Reebok deal was the UFC's first attempt at a standardized uniform, and this is where the tiered structure for sponsorship pay was first enacted. And we'll get to the Venum pay tier in a second, but if you remember, this tier system was not too well received. Starting in 2015 with the Reebok deal, if you were fighting in the UFC, you were no longer allowed to wear a kit that showed off your individual sponsors, which meant that sponsors weren't going to pay you for not showing off their brand during your fight. And the Reebok pay wasn't great by any stretch of the imagination. In an article in Forbes from 2016, they referenced a survey from 2 months before the start of the Reebok deal, where 7 of 9 fighters thought the deal was unfair, and 8 of 9 fighters said they would lose money. And that's by no means a large sample size, but the same Forbes article referenced Brian Caraway, and he was claiming that he'd make more from individual sponsors per fight before the Reebok deal than a UFC champion would make under the Reebok deal. That's a large chunk of money that you're now not able to make as a fighter. And let's not forget the time where Reebok and the UFC very generously gave fighters a coupon code for a one-time discount. Not the best athlete relations. So let's look at what Venum is bringing to the table. Like I said, I like the fight kit well enough. It's hard to make a kit look super cool unless you're Epic Roll, of course. And if you want to pick up some cooler fight shorts or rash guards or pretty much anything you'd ever need, check out epicrollbjj.com and use the code podcast15 to take 15% off your order. I've linked to it below in the description as well. So with the Venum deal, fighters are going to be getting a small bump here as opposed to the Reebok deal. And I do mean small. Champions will get $42,000 per fight compared to $40,000 under the Reebok deal, and title challengers will get $32,000 compared to the $30K under Reebok. Then it goes down through a tier system. 21 or more UFC fights gets $21,000, up from $20,000. Between 16 and 20 fights get you an extra $1,000 compared to Reebok, paying $16K now under Venum. Fighters with between 11 and 15 fights get $11,000 compared to $10,000 under Reebok. And fighters with 6 to 10 UFC fights will go from $5,000 with Reebok to $6,000 with Venum. 4 or 5 fights with the organization gets a $500 bump from $4,000 with Reebok to $4,500 now with Venum. And entry-level fighters with between 1 and 3 UFC fights will now get $4,000 compared to $3,500 with Reebok. Not huge increases, but at least it's something. But according to inflationtool.com, the rate of inflation in the US from 2015, which was the start of the Reebok deal, through today is 10.93%. Only the lowest tiers see a pay increase of more than 10%, so they didn't even match the inflation rate on the other tiers, but more is more, I guess. Sources told ESPN that the Venum contract is shorter and is not as lucrative as the previous deal with Reebok. Time will tell how well this deal works out for all parties involved. What do you think of the new Venum kits? Let me know down in the comments. And while you're down in the comments, why not make sure you're subscribed to the channel? Don't forget to check out epicrollbjj.com and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your order. That link is below in the description as well. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.